Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, The 3D Explorer. My name is Sally. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the different brands that I have tried for filament and where I got them from. So if you are interested, stick around. I do have to say that I have only printed with PLA and PLA Plus so far. I just recently started experimenting with silk, but I haven't really done much testing with that, so I cannot really talk about the different type of silky filaments. But for PLA Plus, whether it is regular or matte, the two that I print with the most is Bamboo Lab and Inland from Micro Center. And I do have to say, the following examples that I'm going to show you are actually designs from Flexi Factory. I do have a subscription to their Patreon, so shout out to them. And the figure that I'm holding here, this is from a chess set. This one was made with bamboo filament. This one was made with inland filament. And so I'm going to hold both of them in my hand and get a little bit closer to the camera. As you can see, there is just about almost no distinction between the blue filament. It looks pretty similar in color. Then we're going to transition to the black, and you can see that perhaps the inland is just a tad bit. You can see the lines a little bit more in that one as opposed to the one from bamboo. But if you were to look at them from afar, you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference between which one was printed with bamboo filament and which one was printed with inland. The next example that I have for you guys is these two dinosaurs. This T-Rex was actually printed with the inland bone white filament, and then this one is Eason's bone white filament. And when you put them next to each other, there's really not much difference in color or quality. Both of them printed really good. Both of these prints are really nice. They came out looking really smooth. I didn't really have to do much of the post processing, like removing the strings and things like that. So they were pretty good. The last example that I have for you guys is not really a comparison, but this one was printed with Sunlu filament. As you can see, it's pretty standard. The black was really good. This infinity square printed out really nice. I didn't really have to do any cleaning after the fact. So, even though I don't have another object to compare it to as far as, design, just that I can compare the quality in blacks, I didn't have really any issues with the Sunlu. So out of the four that I have used, I haven't had any major issues with any of them. So I actually recommend them all. The one time that I did have an issue with a Bamboo Lab was because it came out of the package brand new with moisture. And that obviously is user error, right? I should have dried the filament, even though at that point I had pretty much used all of them right out of the package without having to dry them. But I cannot assume that just because they're brand new, they're not going to be holding moisture. So my recommendation is every time that you start a print, before you do, dry your filament, even if it is brand new and just out of the package. That way you reduce any type of adhesion issues or any type of stringing issues. So if you want to provide the best quality of print, just make sure that you dry your filament, even if it is PLA. So now that we have seen a couple of examples between the different brands of filament, now let's jump on the computer so that I can walk you through the different sites where I actually get them from. All right, now let's jump onto the computer. With me being a P1S owner, it makes sense to go and take a look at Bamboo Lab to see what they have available. So you would come over here to where it says filament, shop all filament, and then take a look at what they have available. As you can see, PLA usually starts at $19.99 per roll. However, if you take a look, they usually have some sales going on. So right now they have it to where basic filament bulk sale is if you buy 4 or more rolls, you get as a refill is 14.99, and if you buy them with a spool is 19.99 per roll. If you were to buy them just individually, let's say that we want to buy a white one, you will see that 19.99 is the price for the refill. But if you want it with a spool, you're going to see that the price changed to 22.99. So I always make sure that I pay attention to the sales. So far, I have bought most of my rolls with spool. I have only bought one as a refill, and I actually did that one by mistake. But I think that after I use that one, if I find out that the process of getting the refill onto a spool is simple, which from my understanding, it should be fairly simple, then I might go with just a refill option after I have bought each filament with an actual spool. And that's just so that I can get the RFIDs, so that the AMS is able to recognize them easily. So, again, come to Filaments and take a look at whatever sale they have going on so that you can take advantage of that. The next site that I use is Micro Center. Now, I do have to say that not every city has a Micro Center, so you would have to search if you live close to a Micro Center. But they actually carry a pretty good selection, and their brand is called Inland. So they have, just basic PLA, PLA Plus. They have silk filament. They use a lot of the other ones, ABAs. PETG, you're able to actually right here on the left hand side, um, sort by whatever it is that you are looking for, and they actually carry all their brands. As you can see, they carry Bamboo Lab, they carry Eason, Creality, but their actual brand is Inland. So you're able to see a variety every now and then. They do have sales. As you can see, some of these are already on sale. 18.99, 17.99 instead of 22.99. They're very competitive with Bamboo Lab. So this is definitely an option. If you live close to one, you can just pretty much drive to one. You don't have to wait on shipping or anything like that. Usually when I order them online, they have them ready for pickup within an hour. So Micro Center is definitely an option. And the last site that I have actually tried is Amazon, and you can find a variety of brands in Amazon. I have only tried Eason and Sunlu from here, but there are so many different brands. As you can see on the left hand side, you can um, just sort by the different brand that you would like to try. I will say that when it comes to Amazon, if you are in a rush, you can definitely, especially if you have Prime, you can order it and get it in 2 days, or even in some instances you can get it the next day. So it is a good option in the event that you all of a sudden run out of filament unexpectedly, and you need to have something delivered to your doorsteps right away. So, as you can see, there's a variety of brands, a variety of filament types. Again, when it comes to filament quality, is about trial and error. I would suggest for you to try different brands and see which ones you like, which ones you don't like. Not every time paying the cheapest is the best option. You want to make sure that you have quality. And another thing that you have to be very mindful of when buying on Amazon is that sometimes they offer you a deal that might look too good to be true, but you have to pay attention. These are only 250-gram spools. So that's one of the things to consider. Make sure that it says 1 kilogram, unless, of course, you want to try just a little bit of that filament just to see if it works for your needs. But that's one of the mistakes that I have seen that a lot of people make. They go ahead and take a look at the deal, right? They see the price and they're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, without realizing that they have ordered only pretty much a quarter of what you would get normally. So that's one thing to consider. But they do provide a variety of brands and a variety of colors. So it is a good option. And that is it for today's video. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. And in the comments below, please let us know which one is your favorite brand and where do you get the filament from. I think that all of us in the community can benefit from finding different suppliers of filament. And I encourage you to just pretty much share the ones that you prefer the most and which ones you have had issues with and why. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep on exploring.